Now be honest with yourself. We're gonna do a little test to see where you stand in your trading journey. Right off the get-go, if you're like, oh Clay, I know all of that's good, don't get me wrong. But just realize that I'm not just talking about this example specifically. I'm talking about more so kind of an underlying theme that I see out there all the time, and that you as a newer trader need to be aware of and understand kind of the little pitfalls that exist out there. Little being a key word, because sure, for this example here, it does seem little. It does seem like, okay, well, I missed that little dynamic of things, but there's a bigger underlying issue here, and it becomes a question of, well, what other little things are you missing out there? Is a tiny hole gonna sink a boat? No. But if you get enough tiny holes, it is gonna sink a boat, it's gonna sink a ship, just like little tiny holes are going to cause you to lose money eventually. I'm not saying you can't stumble across fool's gold. I'm not saying you can never make a great trade, but when you have little misconceptions, little missing bits of information within just trading and the markets as a whole, like I said, enough of those are going to add up and it's going to start to cause you a headache. So before anything else, I want to kind of get to this example here, but we'll start off with just, a person. And over here we have real money, meaning, they are actually out there trading with real money. But this here is going to be the area that I want to focus on. So let's get to this comment that is being made. This comment comes from YouTube and they say, do you think it will rise to $8,000 at some point, like October 2017? First off, a few clarifications. It being a stock price, I don't remember exactly what the stock was, but it being a stock price. And then you see the value of $8,000. And what's occurring here is that the price is much, 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 much less than $8,000, which is why this person is saying, wow, could this thing actually go back up to $8,000? Now here's the test. What's going on here? What is this person missing? What is this person not understanding? If you're saying, okay, Clay, clearly they've missed the whole thing known as a reverse split. Now, what is a reverse split? I will put a video down below this. So if you're watching on YouTube in the description area, or if you're watching this at claytrader.com, just write down below the video about what a reverse split is. But that's not the point of this video. The point is this person has blatantly, very clearly, just is not aware of reverse splits. Now, like I said, you could say, but Clay, what does that really affect, any sort of trading dynamics? I mean, I could argue, well, that could affect I think I could get at least some sort of higher price, but that price never really existed anyways because of the reverse split. But at the core, yeah, I mean, this misunderstanding, is it going to cause the person to go out there and absolutely blow up their account? Maybe, but probably not. That's not the point though. The point is that if this person is using real money, then they failed the test, because I guarantee that if they are missing and not understanding something like a reverse split and how that affects the market, how that affects charts, and has caused them to ask this question, then there are plenty of other little issues that they're missing out on. And when you have enough of those issues, again, that's where enough little tiny holes are going to sink a ship. So right here, that's the test that I'm giving you. Have you ever saw something on a chart and you're like, wow, it used to trade for that? Here's another one that is just crazy, but a DRYSHMNY. If you go and look at those charts, those have had a bunch of reverse splits. And I think DRYS, at least at the time of this recording, has traded for like $400,000 a share. And I've had plenty of people come and say, wow, do you think DRYS can even get up to $10,000 a share? And I don't want to say this question occurs like every single day, but there's been plenty of instances where people are asking questions, are forming trade plans based under the premise that the stock price has been a whole lot higher than where it is, but they're just clearly not understanding that a reverse split has occurred. So if you're somebody that didn't understand, wait, what's wrong with that? Or you're thinking, whoa, something used to trade for $8,000, then I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm not saying that you're never going to figure stuff out. I'm just saying that would be a sign that you failed the test, and you should probably tap the brakes, especially if you're using real money. Now, if you're not using real money, that's fine. You're in the education phase. But if you are using real money and you didn't understand what was going on here, tap the brakes, because I guarantee there are other things you need to focus on, and reassess kind of the educational and knowledge pathway that you're going down. I do offer training courses. I would love to teach you. I would love to come alongside and coach you along the way. But if you don't want to do any of my courses, that's totally cool too. The idea here is not to sell you anything. The idea here is to just illustrate a point to you that you missed out on this whole reverse split thing. So if you are all of a sudden going to real money, you're treading you're treading risky waters, because there's probably other things you're not aware of. If you are out there trading alone currently and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading, or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.